Hello, it's me, Miss Shepperd. Happy English 1 STAAR Test Eve. That is not a thing, and I'm not even going to try and make it a thing. But I did want to make y'all a video, especially for B-Day kids, because I haven't seen you guys in about a week. Just over the STAAR test tomorrow, I want to talk about some strategies, the way the test is created, and especially I wanted to talk to you about the expository essay. So you're ready for this test tomorrow. If you take anything away from this video today, know that you're ready. The expectations of the STAAR exam are way less difficult than what you do in this class. So everything you've done up until this point has prepared you for the test tomorrow. So I'm just kind of go through ways to prepare, what tomorrow is going to look like, and then I'm going to talk about the expository essay in general. So tonight, as you are getting ready for bed, I would definitely look over and review this handout about the expository 26-line essay requirements. I would get a good night's sleep. I would pick out an outfit that is comfortable, because I'm going to be stuck in a room for 5 hours. I would pack myself some snacks that I can eat while I'm testing, and I would get a good night's sleep. I know that sounds really silly and kind of cliche to, get a good night's sleep before a standardized test, but you really do want to be in your best brain space tomorrow, because if you don't pass it, you gotta take it again until you do. But you're gonna pass. You're ready for it, I promise. So, test tomorrow is 5 hours long. Any break that you take that is not lunch is factored into those 5 hours. You should use your time wisely. If you're done in an hour and a half, you did something wrong. So, you have those 5 hours for a reason. You should use them effectively, because when you're done, the only thing you can do is just sit there or read a book, and you're gonna be tired, so you might as well just use your time. So the test has about 50 or so multiple choice questions. There are revising and editing questions, and there are reading comprehension questions. And then there is the 26-line expository essay, which looks about like this. You guys took a benchmark exam in January, so you have seen what a STAAR test looks like. And you just need to review what the writing expectations are, and you'll be good to go. For the multiple choice questions, you should definitely try and find textual evidence to support every single one of your answers. Do not just rely on your memory to get you through the test. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to stay focused long enough just to be able to be like, oh, I kind of remember what happened in that story. I'm gonna pick C. No, look back in the story where they're asking you about that question and find the evidence. That's the only way to ensure that you're going to get every single question right, or close to right, whatever that means. When we did the benchmark in January, we made you highlight every time you looked back in the text to find an answer for a question. You don't need to do that tomorrow, but it is a good practice to make sure you have that textual evidence to support every single one of your answers. When you're looking at the writing comprehension questions, the revising and editing questions, definitely look at not only the sentence that is being asked about, but as well as the sentence before that and the sentence after that. If you just look at, say, a question about sentence 17, if you just read sentence 17, you might not pick the answer that they're looking for, because in order to understand what sentence 17 means, you have to look at it in context and read maybe the whole paragraph, or sentence 16 and sentence 18, just to know exactly what that question is asking. So make sure you find the evidence for all of those questions. Look back in the text. I know it takes a while, I know it's annoying, but I promise you, you will benefit from it. The other thing is that you're able to use a dictionary on the entire test. So if you have a question asking you about a definition, look up that word. If you don't know how to spell something, look up the spelling. Use your resources. It will be the best thing for you. You can take the test in whatever order that you want. So if you want to start with a couple of writing comprehension questions, then go to the essay, then go to the reading comprehension questions, you can. Also, I don't know why I keep calling it writing comprehension. It's revising and editing, but just go with me on it. If I were you, tomorrow, when I sat down in my classroom and I got through the whole spiel about what to do on the test, and I had bubbled in my little test number and all that stuff, the first thing I would do when I opened up my testing booklet would be to look at the expository essay prompt. That's what I would do. The reason why I would do this is because even if you don't want to start the expository essay yet, by looking at that prompt, by knowing what you're supposed to write about, you can start to get ideas for how to approach it. So your prompt is going to be 3 parts, and the expository essay prompts are always kind of vague and stupid. So there's always going to be a quote and some box information. The second part is always going to be a think about this statement. And the third part is going to tell you what to write about. I recommend students crossing out the first 2 parts of the prompt because they're just there to distract you. All you need is to write an essay about blah, blah, blah. Once you read that prompt, you need to think about the purpose of the essay. So an expository essay's purpose is to explain a topic or explore an issue. And the way you want to do this is through the use of detailed and specific examples. So this is all written on this handout right here, but you only have 26 lines to work with. So organizing your thoughts before you write your essay is super duper important. So you want to brainstorm a list of possible examples. You want to figure out what your best evidence is, and you want to choose the best 4 examples. In fact, I recommend thinking of more than 4 examples so that you can pick what's best. So once you open up to the expository essay page, you've read the prompt, you've written down your formula, then you start brainstorming your examples. You want to choose examples that are from real life, that are detailed and specific, that you can write about meaningfully. And that means that you access what you know. You don't want to try and make something up or pretend that you know about something that you don't, because the reader's going to be able to see right through that. It's more important to write about things that you're knowledgeable about, because that's how you're going to show off what you know. You want to have 4 different examples. A couple of the essays that I have been looking at do a couple different things. One of them has like an example from history, an example from pop culture, an example from religion, another example from history. One of them has a united theme across social media and has examples from various like celebrities that have an internet presence, and they're both super valid. It's just whatever the prompt is asking you for. The last thing you really want to use is example from your life, like this is what happened to my brother, or I had an experience like this, because what that shows the readers is that you can only think about your little world of Dripping Springs, Texas, and that is not as effective or what's the word? Or impressive as being able to say, look at what I know from history, look at what I know from pop culture, look at what I'm interested in, and look at what I can write about. So tomorrow, when you get to the expository essay, look at it first, read the prompt, write down your formula, and then maybe start brainstorming, but you don't have to. Read the prompt, then do a little bit of the reading section. Read the prompt, then do a little bit of the writing, revising and editing questions. That way you give yourself time to think on it. Once you have brainstormed, use that formula that you've written down as a checklist, because that's going to be what helps you make sure that you have covered all of your bases. If you follow that formula, you're going to do well. I promise, because you're going to know what to write about. That's all you need. And then write the essay. So you have 26 lines to work with. You should use your space. If you write big, write smaller. If you write small, don't forget about it. But I mean, these people write extremely small, and they use all that space they have available to them and do a really good job with it. Your introduction is going to be short. You're going to have an attention getter and a thesis. Then you're going to have one body paragraph that's going to have a topic sentence, CD, CM, CD, CM, CD, CM, CD, CM, CS, and then you're going to have a conclusion. All of that has to fit on one page. If you start writing without planning out what you're going to write you're gonna run out of space. And that's not gonna be great because you're gonna have wasted time. So use your time effectively, use your space efficiently, and you're gonna be good. To end, I wanna read you guys an example. If you forgot the formula or anything, it's written on here for you. That would be the first thing that I write down when I get to the essay, just so I don't forget. Please do this for me. I beg of you. So I'm gonna read you an example that kind of hits all of the different parts of the essay for you so that you can hear one that sounds really good. This one is for the benchmark that we did in January, where the prompt was write an essay explaining one way that people can work together to make a difference. The essay that I'm gonna read you is pretty standard in that it covers all the different parts of the prompt, and it's pretty obvious, like when this person's writing their attention getter, when they're writing their thesis, when they're writing their topic sentence. They're pretty distinct CDs and CMs, and then they have their concluding sentence and they have their conclusion. So listen to this, be inspired by it, try to emulate it tomorrow when you're writing your own essay. So here we go. Whew, I've been talking a lot. This is 11 minutes long. Okay. I hope I still have some of you here. If I don't, what is this for? Okay. J.K. Rowling once said, differences of habit and language are nothing at all if our aims are identical and our hearts are open. Due to the variety of talents in this world, the best way to band together and make a difference is to utilize one's best strengths to inspire others. Some of the most iconic historical figures put their talents to use to change the world in the way that people think. For example, Winston Churchill was adept at writing and generating feelings. He used this skill to band the Allies together during World War II. In the end, the Allies won, showing how personal strengths can be a gift to a large group of people and bring success. Continuing on, Walt Disney used his creativity to bring mankind into a new age of entertainment and possibility. To change a way of thinking so completely is incredible, and this helped people to find the commonality of possibility, which changed the world further in creating unity. Equally important, Theodore Roosevelt used his strength of tenacity throughout his life to conquer sicknesses and controversy. Though he did not intend to, Roosevelt inspired others previously thought to be weak to unite and keep going through life together, changing the very foundations of what many believed. Contrarily, Jesus intended to change the beliefs of humankind, though with a different strength, love. This love was so deep that it convinced people of the reality of God and His Word, building a congregation of followers to continue throughout time. The fact that people still believe his teachings 2,000 years later is almost unbelievable, but it just serves to show how effective using one's strengths is. The use of talents, gifts, and strengths to inspire others to come together already makes a difference on its own, and it challenges the world to think in a new way. Oh, that was 4. 4 different examples, 4 different places that they're thinking about. History, pop culture, religion. That's what you want to do. This is the goal. Okay. Then did you hear that concluding sentence? It was good. So here's the conclusion. Utilizing individual strengths has been a practice throughout time, so it most certainly should not stop now. Individual strengths are the carriers of change and should be as valued as the great people who put them to use. So this prompt is about people working together, and this person interpreted it as one way people work together is by using their individual strengths, and that is what their 4 examples all connect to. So that's your goal. So tonight, get a good night's sleep, pack snacks, dress comfortably. Tomorrow, come into class, write down that formula as soon as you open up the expository essay. It will help you. That way you have one less thing to remember. Pre-write, brainstorm, plan that essay out. Once you've written it, reread it. Make sure that it makes sense. Also, check over all of your answers before you turn in your Scantron. How many of you guys went through the benchmark and realized that you had misbubbled or you had forgotten a bubble or something silly like that? Don't let that happen tomorrow. Anyway, you're gonna do great. I believe in you. If you made it this far, you're awesome. And yeah, I won't see you, most of you, until for a while. So, bye.